Just before Glen.
Yeah.
Scary.
And most of your shopping here before, just one that hasn't, so welcome to Ben. Thanks for doing Ben. Yeah, just the usual speech. First of all, above anything, just be safe. That's the first thing you want, everyone to go home safely. Just be safe. Pick us up, we'll be behind, but there'll be a long way back. So, yeah, we've got some nice terrain, you know the score. End of the season, it's the last day today, so get stuck in, go heavy on them, especially the cockbirds, they need to go. You know, don't hold back on anything, get stuck in. Partridges, try and avoid the English, but apart from that, French are okay. If anything comes out paired up, leave any pairs, if you would. There's a few pairing up, but yeah, leave the pairs. White pheasants and guinea fowl, £50, no, £10. If you shoot it, all the other guns put £10 in to charity, to the air ambulance. Cat, crow, magpie, if you shoot one of them, I'll put £50 into charity. No woodcock or snipe, please. Fox, if you see a fox and you want to and it's safe, shoot a fox. Other than that, no ground game. Pick up your cartridges at the end of the drive, please. There'll be a bin on the bus. And take your neighbour's bird if you want. I say get stuck in, have a good day. You know, I think that's the number one tonight left to go. We've got 2 back guns, so I'll sort of back guns out.
Yeah.
Dan's obviously got something to say.
No.
No? Say something. So yeah, we'll draw numbers, we'll get on the bus, hopefully we can all squeeze on, and then we'll have a good day. That's the main thing, have a good day. So.
Go on, Thomas, pick for me, mate. Go on, mate, you pick for me. Good lad. Good lad, thank you. Next to you, by the sound of it.
Good, you give him some coaching. Alters, doesn't it?
Yeah, he just keeps back. As long as I get near you at some point.
So you can pee off in a number of neighbours in a day. It's a really good tactic.
We shot your first day pilot there, that was it.
Yeah, he's getting up into the gym.
They were like, isn't it? 4, 5, 2 weeks of Christmas just to get the day. I'll go watch your train.
I ended up going back to the fullback, but bless me, I tried to do the miracle pass as it's getting tackled twice. That would have won the game.
Max!
Yeah.
Max!
Five, 7, 8, and 9 this side.
Right down the far end. We're on the far side, Charlie.
No, you'll be on this side then.
We're in the Lincolnshire Wolds. Been invited on a nice family day. The last day they're going to shoot here this season. So, you know, we're looking to. Got young Thomas with me, who's a student of mine. So we're going to bring him out on the peg and just try and enjoy the day, really, and try and get a bit of footage for the viewers. Not necessarily always clay related, but try and educate what can go on even on a, you know, the middle of the country. You don't always have to travel to get some of these big birds to be educational. So hopefully we'll get some good footage using the shot cam as well. You're going to tell me where I missed today? You can be my coach. Got some stationary clays. We didn't know if it was right eye or left eye dominant, and we had a bet, didn't we? So we lined one more clay up for him, and if he hit the clay, he got his lesson for free.
That's really good.
So he hit the clay, he got a lesson for free, and Grandad invited me here as a response to that. So everybody won that day. So we're on the first drive. We've got some nice big trees in front of us. So we have got quite a short window, so we're not going to be able to utilise a long swing through method. So hopefully with the shot cam, what you'll see is we try and get into the tail feathers and make a shorter version of swing through. That might change as we move from drive to drive. We'll try and use different methods per se. So we'll be looking at shooting all the methods we can on different targets throughout the day. So on here, I'm going to utilise a very short window swing through, trying to just get one good shot off as opposed to 2. whenever I go onto a peg where I'm single pegged, it's almost getting to know your neighbours, which is also very difficult here because they've got that unique system where they actually bounce it around. I'll show you the card in a moment. So again, I'm just looking to just how they react first, because you know everyone's nice and welcoming and say, please, you know, if it's a better bird for you, shoot over me, but you also want to gauge what type of a shot they are. So on the first try, I'm just looking to, again, I'm looking left and right, seeing what we've got going on. And as I say, the wind's going to swirl them around, so I'm looking for that very short swing through. Anything this side of that tree, I'll have a go at first. You sort of look for a reaction from your neighbours type thing, really. It's a pleasure being out here, especially yourself and young Thomas here. So I'd rather they shoot them than I shoot them, if that makes sense. But
I think we got him, Thomas.
so again, what you'll see on the swing through method there is I came right into just beyond the tail feathers and come sweeping through from tail to head. You'll see this right shoulder did drop off, so I can take that on the line there, and exactly what we said 5 minutes ago, how we were going to shoot it. Thank you, Thomas.
Let's drive that.
Good, I wonder, I'll show you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'm going to shoot then.
You don't feel it in there.
Yeah,
no,
to shoot.
Real strong running cup there.
Shot at it, missed it.
Another fire.
We'll walk number 9 up to his peg, and you can stand there and watch. It's easy that way. Find out who 9 is. Find out who number 9 is for the next.
I'll do the
We're going to
experience.
go from 5 to 2 to 7 to 3.
Even though it's what turn round was like.
Accidentally fell out the sky. And shot it.
Yeah, these coming off the Welsh mountains. They are massive.
They're heavy. Yeah. Okay.
No, can you, if you hop in with Dad with your
You see,
You make plans.
No, but I do bags.
you still do it again. Go on tonight.
You can suppose
Train tonight.
Oh, lovely.
Then go out to
Have you got chat now? You go.
Brigands today. Peggy, come here.
I was good, Robbie.
Sit down, Bertie and all that got Brigands today.
Have they?
So that first drive was lovely. Shot a good quantity of good quality birds there. Now we're on to drive 2, and you'll get a view in a moment. We've got a shallower hill with some bigger trees, but the trees are obviously barren with no leaves on it. So my objective here is to actually make a connection to the target through the tree. So I'm going to go back to my regular longer version of swing through, but I'll initiate that swing through inside the trees. So my move will start inside the tree. That left hand will be catching the bird up before I actually put the pedal down and get out to that predetermined lead. It is my first time here, so I don't know what sort of height we were looking at here, but if they come over those trees, they're going to be very nice birds. So again, you'll see a connection, very different style and a very different method to what we used on the previous drive. And that's what I love about game shooting. You can't approach every drive with exactly the same method. You've got to have a tool bag that's full of tools. It'd be interesting to see the shot cam from that last drive. There was definitely at least one where I came up in front of it because I didn't see it till late. My good little buddy here, Thomas, spotted it for me and I came up in front of it. So you'll see quite a lot of different methods on display today. So let's see what this one brings. Wait till you see that first one. first few flushes have just come out because obviously they're blanking left to right, and we've got some good crosses going across here. So I'm going to be taking a neutral stance just in case those driven birds do come out. But if I do get a left to right crosser here, I'm going to have to be aware of a few things. I always revert back to a very different technique to most shooters. I would not move my left foot to go left. So I'm going to stand here, sorry. I will move my left foot to go right so I can leave the barrel back here. If I do what most people do and I move my back foot, you'll notice the gun comes round. I'm already way, way, way ahead of the quarry there. So I always use the opposite foot. So I will step with the left foot to go right. That allows me to leave the barrel where it is, in, and then that powerful rotation. But as you can see here, the actual lie of the land is going up. So if that bird follows the line of those trees, it'd be very easy to underestimate its climb. And a lot of those would get missed underneath. So you can see we're just going up and up and up and up and up as the land goes up. So you've always got to understand that if it's staying parallel to the trees, I'm going to have to go up that line and not just pull out like a level crosser as you possibly would a clay pigeon. You're going to have to really pay attention to the details and the line here. And again, footwork super important. Left foot to go right, right foot to go left, just so you can see if I want to go left. If I step with my right foot, barrel stays still, then the rotation. If I use my left foot, barrel moves, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be. A few little tips there to help you out when you get on the end of the guns, like on 1 and 9, you're going to shoot a lot more crosses than you are driven targets. So remember that little tip. There we go, look at these. Right, pal. That's a good enough shot. Very nice, yeah. Some nice. Again, they actually came the opposite way, didn't they? So you'll see there, I was actually going with my left foot to bring myself round for that right, and it's quite deceiving because they look like they're climbing because the trees are dropping down, but you actually have to stay parallel, and it's quite, it'd be interesting to see what that looks like through the shot cam because they look like they're coming with the trees, but they're actually perfectly straight. So it's a nice little pull away on that last one, and you know, put that one's head back beautifully. So yeah, a very nice drive that. Oh, look, lovely first two drives there.
You've no friends now? Why you Imagine headlines, black man shoots white. Oh, right, yeah, I know that.
I'll have a Snickers, please, Tom. Might have a second one. Is there an eclair in there?
See you there.
Yeah.
We're 9 months out of the World Cup, which means he's got 4.5 weeks. So he can't change his slot. I'm not sure.
Hey?
Way of flushing it all out that corner. So
Where do you want? Anywhere here?
yeah, somewhere here. See what they do. Feel free to move a bit.
Where you're facing, because we are facing the front of the drive, if you get your weight on your back foot, you sort of can move this quite quickly. Yeah, and if the drive was this way, we can sort of stay neutral.
Yeah.
But if we're going to be facing a slope where the slope's running through us right to left following our shoulder line, if you can sit on that back foot, you'll get a lot more comfort and find it much easier to get the line off the back foot than you ever will the front.
What will the difference? Obviously, this is built for your specification. We are slightly different build. What will the difference be for me?
So you're going to have a long neck, aren't you? So
Yeah.
So you're going to be shooting off the back of the stock, which is slightly high, and because you are stretching, you're probably going to go forward with your mount. So it might be easier to shorten your left grip.
Right, okay.
So you can mount that a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Instead of going
Instead
instead of your natural position. And the gun's probably going to be shooting higher than what you do. So if you can almost, you're driven, you'll be fine just coming from behind. But on a crosser, just try and run like a tram line.
Right, okay.
So if you can run underneath, but if you get a gun that's too long for you, if you do shorten that left grip, you'll find it much easier to shoulder than you ever will if you're holding your normal place. If you get any of these little tweeters coming over, practice that mount.
Yeah.
So we're not going to shoot them.
They're good, fast
Yeah, it's a
birds,
good fast bird to learn that mount and understand the line. Thomas, you're just going to drop in here behind me, buddy. Come and stand in here with me, come in here. Stick your tongue out to the camera for me. Stick your tongue out, full of face. There you go. So here it comes. That's your bird, mate. Nail, dead bird on the second shot. He just caught the wind on you, didn't he?
Just behind him.
Yeah, we caught the wind. Second barrel got him down. We just caught the wind. He looked like he was going to go against the wind.
He was.
Yeah, he
the
dropped
same
that.
sort of thing. He was turning into it.
Yeah, he dropped that left wing, and the wind sped him up. The moment they dropped their left wing, yeah, you saw that. Here we go. Some nice shots coming up. Go on then. And again. We'll have a go at that.
Whoa.
Yeah, we'll have a go at that.
Chaps.
That one out, under the line. Okay. First pass went over the top of the top.
Yeah. Which will be the issue when you use it.
Yeah, so let's just try and float that clay. You know, do it almost like a clay, so you just float underneath the line of it. Yeah, I didn't shoot that.
It's when someone says, that's hit, that's going to die. What a fucking old age.
A bit way down.
Yeah.
Oh, can I have the mini hug race now?
Killing it for 5k.
It's great. I'm driving
I mean,
to and from the pub because Leicestershire is fine to drive, so you're alright.
Yeah. Yeah, help yourself, Dan.
Yeah. Thank you.
Here we are, just had a nice lunch inside in the farm there, which was obviously weighing us down a little bit. Did you have a sandwich, Thomas?
Yeah.
So I don't really know what to expect here. We've got a cover in front of us, then we've probably got a good 100 yard to the hedge line, then a very big wood on a hill. So I don't quite know where they're going to come from. So hopefully we're going to get a long flush, which will be nice because that's one thing we haven't seen today, is where we're going to see the bird for quite a long time in the air, which would be something we've done a lot of in and pop, if sort of using hand speed, where here, if we do get to see the bird for a substantial amount of time, we're going to see a better connection. So we should be able to maintain the speed of the bird inside that tail feathers before we can use the body on one drive to rotate out for the lead. The guns to our right are slightly higher than us, so we've got to be careful of that we don't swing downwards coming through that way. So we're probably going to leave that side alone, concentrate a little bit more to the left. But we should start to see on a wider angle that for the first time today we're going to actually drive the gun with the body and not the hands. So let's see what it brings, but we should start to see a bit of a different technique. There you go, there's your pigeon.
How long have you been shooting then?
I'm not really sure.
You've just started, haven't you, mate?
You've just started shooting.
So you've had the air gun out, haven't you? And then you came down to Kibworth, didn't you? Then we got you on your first shot. We started breaking your first clays. That was only, what, 2 weeks ago, I think?
Yeah.
Just after Christmas, wasn't it?
That's pretty cool. So would you like to start shooting shooting game then? Or are you going to start shooting some more clays, then start shooting some game?
Usually after the shooting season, I go out with my dad and granddad and shoot squirrels.
Oh,
Good
that's
lad.
good.
Very nice.
Do you eat the squirrels? Up. That dog steal your bird?
I think what a lot of people get wrong on a game day, especially when the day's getting colder and you've been on the drive for a long time, is to over grip the gun. I think you start to see a lot of videos and you start to see people, they get that white knuckle, and it's very, I always find it very easy when you mount the gun just to let those fingers soften off. You can over grip the gun, which really starts to activate muscles that we don't want to involve when we start to look very, very push and pull. So that's just a very fast tip that just come into my head there. You know, handle the gun as soft as you can. You know, the back hand shouldn't do anything except pull the trigger, and the front hand is just there as a very lowly grips to steer that gun around, assisted by the core. But yeah, just a very fast tip. Make sure if you're on the peg next time, just have a think about it, and you'll feel your hands start to over tighten, and just let them loose, and that will give you a much better average on that day. And another one.
Get loaded, lads.
Here's a crosser coming here. That's down.
It's down. Slow.
Yeah, a long way off that.
How'd you get on, mate?
I shot one behind it.
It's one of them days.
I think it's heavy. Yeah, I like it good.
I love you.
About 2 times.
You don't want to fall over, mate, do you? We're on the 5th drive. Again, it's completely different topography. We've just got rolling hills now, quite a large bank to our left, and probably the first drive we've got where the birds have got somewhere to aim to. There's a nice valley in behind us. Again, we're quite tight to the woodland here, so we're going to have a few reaction shots, which are always testing for any gun, because it's not really a method. You're testing out your ability to read a bird and shoot on the fly, unless we get something out to that left side. We are on peg 9, so we've got free rein out to our right, so we might be able to take a few longer shots on. But yeah, again, it's just a completely different scenario. I mean, it's a lovely, beautiful shoot. 36 gram 5 Dark Storm quad seal. So the choke system we're running today, the titanium Krieghoff Extremes, they're 2+, so it's half a notch between above half choke, so between one, just a little bit tighter than modified. You will get a slightly tighter pattern with it being a titanium choke, so that's why you see the devastation. You know, I'd always like to respect what I'm shooting at, so I will always go over gun, not under gun. So that's why you'll see me use a larger pellet count and a tighter choke than most, just to be respectful to what you're shooting at and then go for that clean kill. So, you know, I came in then, I came in just inside the tail feathers, and as I went to come up through the line, it went on the wing, and you see that was almost an unnatural shot. It was nothing to do with, you know, the perfect body movement. I stood completely wrong, but because I accelerated my left hand, I wouldn't have got a second shot off because my feet were completely out of the way. I mean, I set up for the driven bird that was coming, and then it broke out this side of the gun. It was more of a, you know, a get out of jail free card than a beautiful shot. Sometimes you do those those rescue shots. The rest of the line will think that was a beautiful 35, 40-yard partridge, but it was actually a terrible shot. Do a lot of moving. You know, you get stuck in, so you're sort of playing happy medium in between. You're not going to be moving freely in the bog. You know, we've got the water drainage behind us. It's very wet underfoot, so you're almost going to be leaning, using your hips and rocking outside your centre of gravity, as opposed to stepping into the shot, which could be quite dangerous. So sometimes you're taking shots on the fly and using your body to rotate. You know, it's always nice to be supple enough. I'm not quite as supple as I was when I was a bit younger, but we can still pull off some shots. The pair, leave them. That's me. So there, you'll see I missed 2 birds in a row there. As I said, I couldn't get my feet round, so you have to bring the energy with your hands. But when you bring the energy with your forward hand, you give up the ability to stay on line. And I had the lead perfectly. I hope the shot cam catches it, but the shot went clean over the top. Because as I pushed off the line because I couldn't bring any power, because I just can't move my feet. So it looks like a bad miss, but it's actually a fundamental shot. Phil! Well done. That, you know, it looks like a miss, but it's actually a foundational miss where I can't get my feet into position and you forfeit the line, bringing power through your hands. It's just one of those things that when your feet don't get round, you have to accept. Oh, nice drive that was. Good driving. Thank you. Last one, Thomas. Yeah. All the guns in one straight line. It could be quite fast and furious if they get these on these wind, because that's the strongest wind we've had today. Let's see what we get. Might be got good footwork, no excuses on here, mate. We can't get stuck here, can we? No, got to be moving our feet around on here. Into position early, quite tightly lined, so he who dares is going to win. Caught some mud. Go. Ooh. Best place to play, that's about it, yeah. Take the pushing car. So guys, that's the end of that episode. I hope you see it for what it is. It is me and Jonathan shooting game, but the information relates back to clays around the footwork. So please don't judge it on what it is. Take the information out of it, whether you're a game shooter or a clay shooter, or simply starting your journey on both. There's a lot of information you can take from the field to the shooting ground. Again, it's a learning curve for me. I forgot about getting my feet stuck in the mud. It's a long time since that's happened to me. So it's a learning day for everybody. So any questions, please fire them through. And if there's anything else that you guys want to see, please let us know. Hope you enjoyed it.